Kreskies. I haven't been to Kreskies in a while.
What's going on? What's happening?
We're traveling back in time.
Oh.
It's intro music is what it's called, honey.
We're going back in time.
It'll all work out just wonderfully. Is Costaki ready to go?
He is with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the inaugural episode of Quick Snaps with Costaki Economopoulos on the Tom Barnard Podcast. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you guys?
God, you sound wonderful.
Inaugural episode sounds wonderful.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a very big deal. Well, it is a very big deal. Quick Snaps.
Sounds presidential.
We're talking. Were you two from the South all of a sudden now?
Yes, we are. I'm glad you noticed.
It's Southern Drawl Tuesday.
The inaugural episode.
Well, football and all, you know.
It's true. Kostaki, you didn't get to meet Tony Lee last time, I don't believe.
No, I don't think I did.
Tony Lee is the only member of the show that's not a member of the family, so you know.
I'm an outsider. Actually, I was there for Man Friday.
Oh, that's
First
right.
time we had you on, yeah.
That's right, you were on.
Man Friday.
Man Friday. We're having another one of those this
Very
Friday.
loose use of the word meat. I don't have a mental image of Tony.
We have another Man Friday coming up this Friday because Joey Coco Diaz, you know Joey at all?
No.
Joey Coco Diaz, a stand-up comedian, and
I like his name.
He's the kind of guy that you want to have on Man Friday, believe me. he gets it. Let me tell you, most definitely. So now we had our first game. The Minnesota Vikings won their football. Did you see the highlights of the Minnesota Viking football game?
I saw a couple of, just a tiny bit. I can't believe they won the game, by the way. 3 more, they can call it a season. They're way ahead of expectations.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It's really wonderful.
I heard that Vikings fans are voting for Romney because things were better 4 years ago. Is that fair?
Well, it's true.
Out of the box on inaugural segment here.
Nice.
That's the Vikings.
Yeah, it may as well. They've got it coming. Brad Childress, who's now, I believe, in Cleveland, running the offense, ruining their team.
Yeah, right.
So that's the good news. So looking around the NFL this week, what are you seeing, Kostaki?
Well, first of all, I want to poke fun at the Vikings for putting in a host bid for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, host them? Is that the theory?
I think so.
Hey, we're at a perfect season here. But
I love Minneapolis. You know this. But
Yes.
First week of February, dead of winter, that doesn't scream good times to me.
It's invigorating. Come on, man up.
Good spin. And I'm a one-sport guy, so I'm thrilled that it's all back, and I was like a kid in a candy store, and I'm watching ESPN all over again, and I love Pardon the Interruption. It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, good show.
It's sponsored by Jose Cuervo, which I think is hilarious, because nobody who drinks tequila says, "Pardon the interruption."
Yeah, isn't that a fact?
That show should be called, "Hey!" So now I live in New York, and I'm trying to like the Jets, and I have to say, they look great. They were amazing. Mark Sanchez responded by being impressed by Tebow with a great game. Usually when a Latino is pressured by a Christian, it's some sort of missionary situation.
Oh, no.
Well, it's true.
In any measure, Tebow is clearly the backup. It's funny to me that a fundamentalist has been relegated to the bench by natural selection. And the Jets GM says Sanchez is going to get the lion's share of the snaps at quarterback. Do we really want to bring in the lion metaphor with the Christian? Is that a good Those two don't traditionally get along that well. And Tebow came in, he played very briefly, like a virgin. He got in the game, he blinked, and his part was over. It was
Right.
awkward and over, quick.
I thought you were going to sing right there, Costaki.
If this were a musical, that would be a good jumping off point.
Yes.
So the Jets have the highest average ticket price in the league. The Browns have the lowest average ticket price. Those tickets come free with Taco Bell chalupas.
Well,
That team is. The Browns decided not to honor Art Modell on Sunday. Too bad. I've never heard an entire stadium observe a moment of jeers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Never been in Philadelphia?
I have, actually.
Okay.
That is a tough crowd. They booed Santa Claus in Philadelphia.
That's true.
Did you see the clip of the Browns rookie quarterback? He got caught underneath the flag.
No.
Love that.
No.
what?
So what happened?
100-yard flag before the game, and he sort of like backed under it and then got stuck. It's hilarious.
I saw it, yeah.
I was happy. I bet the under, so I knew that was not going to go well for that kid that day. He ended up throwing 4 picks, and so did Michael Vick in that game. There were 8 interceptions in one game. That's a lot of passes to the wrong team, like Clinton in a lesbian bar. These are the jokes, everybody. The worst case of reckless tossing since Fred Willard.
Fred Willard. Poor Fred.
The other big news, Redskins RG3 looked great.
Yep,
he did.
Oh, man. This week there's more hope in D.C. than an Obama campaign ad. They're happy.
That's for Costaki.
Opa.
Is that my rib shot? I love that.
No, it's one of your cousins.
It's a wedding. It's a wedding or a craps table.
Sonny Jurgensen said of RG3, it's the best I've ever seen a quarterback play in his first game. And I'm sure RG3 will be thrilled once someone explains to him who Sonny Jurgensen is.
Oh, isn't that it's kind of sad in a way, but you're right.
Yeah, that's a lost reference on the youth, I'm sure.
Oh, God, yes.
Apparently, the HBO show Hard Knocks edited out footage that made the Dolphins look bad.
Right.
Which is why the last episode was only 4 minutes long. Not a lot left after that. The Jaguars are going to fine Maurice Jones-Drew $800,000 for his holdout, and they're going to make him play for the Jaguars. That's a double whammy.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I'm glad he's back, though, because I was getting tired of watching Clint Eastwood talk to his empty locker.
Did you see him standing next to Adrian Peterson? I mean, he's a tiny guy.
Yeah, he is.
But, man, can he run.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. He's only 5'11" or something.
Yeah, but he's a rock.
How about AP's knee? It's going to be okay.
I think so.
What else? Tom Brady came out with a bloody nose after being sacked. Fortunately, his wife's a supermodel, so she probably knows how to handle a bloody nose. Guessing. Spreading rumors.
Whatever could he mean by that?
Carolina scored twice in Tampa Bay, which is twice more than Mitt Romney did. Niners won. Nice. 49 is, of course, the year of the gold rush and the number of times Randy Moss gets a second chance.
Oh, isn't it the truth? Good God.
Yeah, he's back. And a Niner kicked a 63-yard field goal to tie an NFL record. It was a long shot. It bounced off the crossbar, and it somehow went in. That's how my child was conceived.
Who loves you, baby?
I'm leaving that alone, man.
Like a crazy miracle.
I'm leaving that alone all the way.
Alex is confused.
Hopefully you weren't mic'd up like the crossbar was. That always makes that doing.
And if we got some time, I want to close with some fantasy football team names.
Sure, absolutely.
I had some, I kind of asked on Facebook and Twitter, and I had people just sending me their team names. And, fantasy football team names are the perfect place for adolescent humor. Big floppy TDs, RG3PO, Rock You Like a Herman Cain.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one, right?
That is a good
By the way,
one.
last year Herman Cain made more passes than Tim Tebow. So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Brady Gaga.
That's cute.
LeGarrett's Blunts.
I love that.
Yeah, right? It's on like Indomitian. Somebody sent me this one. Aaron Andrews turns my Johnson into a high tower.
Oh, God. Boy, she's still being picked up.
It's a good effort. It's funny.
It is indeed.
Quinn, Medicine Woman. Joe, buck yourself.
I don't get it.
Joe Buck?
Joe Buck's an announcer.
Yeah.
I get
He's a
it.
great one.
He's a football announcer.
No Sue for you. Alternately, Sue Girls, 1 cup.
Oh, God.
Somewhere over Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's no C in punts.
Too far.
That's got to be someone from Jersey.
Awful lot. He explained that way to win the championship, you had to beat Awful Lot.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God.
And then a woman in this thread typed in, quote, "This is why men are not allowed to name their children."
Yeah, well, that's the truth.
Perfectly reasonable. And I'll close on my favorite all-time fantasy football team name. Your girlfriend likes Mike Ditka.
Oh, here we go.
Costaki, we look forward to next week. Should we get... Oh, look at that. Got a little music.
A little Zorba for Costaki.
Oh, I like it.
A tribute to Costaki Economopoulos. Quick snaps every Tuesday on the Tom Barnard Podcast. Costaki, thank you, sir.
You guys are great. Thanks.
We'll look forward to next week.
Are we done? Are you there? Oh, shoot, because he wants to come on Mondays, he said, not Tuesdays, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
We couldn't have handled that later.
No.
Well, I would forget. I'd forget, and then I'd be blamed.
We have nothing behind the scenes. We have nothing behind the scenes here on this show.
Hey, wait a minute. What?
Do we have some Post-it notes around this?
I just handed Andy a Post-it note.
Well, that makes sense since
We got Google
most
Docs.
people's-
She's got Post-it notes.
He said it would be
Sunday.
more timely, exactly.
Yeah.
Right after the Sunday night football.
Right before Monday night.
Whatever.
Sunday football, Monday night.
Right after, yeah, there you go.
Okay, I
Between
got
Sunday
it.
night and Monday night. That would work out.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll
Works
call him
out.
back and tell him.
Certainly.
Again, it was a perfect time to handle that particular situation. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand, and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let's take a second to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Look, there's no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends at North American Banking Company. And I got to tell you, I talked to Bilski a couple of times this morning. One of my best friends, he hates when I say that, but it's true. He's a good guy. I shouldn't have probably said that, but what a good guy Mike is. Oh. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations: Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
Did you watch the Buccaneers game
we were
on
not
Sunday?
I did not watch the Buccaneers.
It went forever.
I know.
I was watching it and I was like, does it ever end?
I know a joke about that. The kid on Halloween.
Oh, I love that joke.
Kid comes to the door dressed as a pirate. Person opens the door. Little kid says, "Trick or treat," and the person, the answer to the door says, "So, what are you a pirate?" He goes, "Yes, I'm a pirate." And she says, "Where are your buccaneers?" And he said, "They're under my bucket hat."
Come on. That's a good one. Come on.
Whoa.
Nothing.
You know.
We got Ted.
Thought I'd never start laughing.
Ted Sumner, how are you, sir?
Very good. How are you?
Doing very, very well. Deep Cover Cop, a true story told by Ted Sumner. This is unbelievable. This is how do you live that life? I mean, there's a movie out. I think it's called Rush, where these two cops go undercover to bust up a drug ring.
Yeah.
I mean, does that kind of stuff really... You know the movie I'm referring to, Ted?
No, I haven't.
I know the movie.
heard that one.
Yeah, these two people go, one man, one woman, go undercover to bust up a big drug ring, and they end up becoming addicts themselves. Does that actually even happen?
Well, it's possible.
But not to you, I hope.
No.
Okay, good. Well, as long as we've cleared that up.
You didn't fall. So how did you get involved? Did you want to be an undercover cop in the first place when you joined the force?
No, as a matter of fact, when they called me and wanted to interview me for a position in narcotics, I was surprised, and I never even thought about working that type of operation.
Well, it's got to be awfully exciting, I would imagine. Well, it's got to be
terrifying.
Terrifying. It's got to be sad. It's got to be exciting. It's got to be many, many, many deep emotions involved in that job.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Although I just read here, I am also a Kenpo karate instructor of over 45 years. I'm looking at your picture. You look like you're about 35.
Well, thank you.
Well, I'm just, you're in awfully good shape, and you look very youthful. So when I saw that, there's like 45 years. So I got you're at least 47.
Teaching since he was 2.
Teaching since you're 2 years old.
At least.
I have a question for you. I mean, this is the biggest thing I wonder about. How many times were you in a situation that you thought, I may not get out of this one?
Oh, quite a number. If you read the book, you see the times that I was trapped literally like a rat.
Well, tell us one of those stories.
He's laughing, trapped like a rat.
Give us a little teaser.
Good times.
Well, probably the most harrowing situation I encountered was I was working a major distributor they called Old Man Richard, and he had been in operation for quite a while. They hadn't had any success in bringing his operation down, and I stumbled into it, and I was able to make a couple of buys directly off of him. Was going to make the final purchase on a Saturday night. It was in an area, if you know California, called East Palo Alto. It's a predominantly
right.
Yeah. Anyway, so
predominantly
bad neighborhood.
But what wound up happening was when I got there, it wasn't just Old Man Richard. There were about 7 or 8 people there. They wanted me to try the dope. It was very obvious that they had become suspicious of me and had prepared a hot shot that would have overdosed and killed me.
Oh.
So I obviously
of what?
This was a methamphetamine. So when I was reluctant to shoot the drugs, well, one of them pulled a gun and they set me down in a chair and they began discussing how they were going to eliminate me. And they finally came to the decision that they were going to put me in the bathtub, shoot me. The guy had a chainsaw. They were going to cut me up and put the pieces in the garbage disposal. And I was pretty much resolved to that was how it was going to end. When I was hit with a last-minute desperate inspiration, and I went ahead and I revealed that I was a police officer. I was working all alone. I was in a deep cover capacity. But I told them that the place was surrounded by the SWAT team and that they were coming in 4 minutes, and I couldn't stop it. Unless I walk out, everybody in the place was going to die.
Good answer.
And they were a little bit suspicious. I told them, okay, look, fire a shot into the floor and see how fast you get everybody in the place dead.
Yeah.
I said that it's surrounded by these guys are handpicked by me, and believe me, you got a minute and a half, and if I don't walk out of here, you all die. And I realized they didn't know what to do. And Richard had sold to me twice. I told him, hey, look, you haven't committed any crimes. Get rid of the dope while I walk out of here. I'll walk slow, and you guys sanitize the place, and you'll be fine. And he finally said, yeah, okay, go, and walk slow. And I walked out. I had just, this was Saturday. On Friday, I'd had a cast removed from my right leg. I'd had a broken leg. Jumped on my motorcycle. It was a Triumph, and of course, the battery was dead. And it was
Yeah.
So I jumped on the Kickstarter, and it wouldn't start.
That's all you need.
And with this leg about half the size it normally was, I started pushing that motorcycle down the street. And it's amazing what stark raving terror will do for your strength.
Right.
I pushed it down the street, jumped on it, popped the clutch. It didn't go. Pushed again, and finally got going and got out of there. But I was pretty much finished there. They were all ready to put me out of my misery and dispose of the body parts.
Yeah, you weren't going to show up for work the next day, I wouldn't imagine.
No.
Hey, I'm back. I don't have the SWAT team with me this time, but, you know.
Yeah.
No, that operation was pretty much done. It turned out he was going to try to retire and move to Arizona, and he was doing an operation outside the scope of his organization. He'd brought up some lieutenants that were pretty much running things at that time, and they were the ones that wanted me eliminated. They suspected something was up.
Just because you were such a nice guy?
Yeah.
Did you get a week off or anything?
That made them suspicious. He went outside of his normal base of operations. He was dealing with a white guy.
Right? Okay.
And when you change up, everybody gets suspicious.
Oh, Catherine, you had a question?
Did you at least get a week off after this?
No.
No?
No, I did not.
No, this was a Saturday night. I had to write reports all day Sunday.
Jeez.
You know, Ted, you were talking about
terrifying.
East Palo Alto.
Yes.
I've been in East Palo Alto once in my life. It was on a family trip. We went to San Francisco, and for some reason we were driving through East Palo Alto, and I don't even remember why. On the way to San Jose or something. I don't know why we were even there. But I need to stop and get gas. So we get out and pumping the gas. My wife is pumping the gas, and I go in to grab a soda or something like that.
Yeah.
And I look around and I notice that I'm the only white undercover cop. But no, I'm not an undercover cop. So I walk in there, and this guy's staring at me. This very big black man is staring at me. And so I just buy the sodas and whatever. As I'm walking, I walk right past this guy, and he says to me, "This is your only shot." In other words, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. It's like, this is your only shot. I'm like,
soda.
whoa. Okay, we're leaving. Yeah, they didn't really want you hanging around. It's a whole different deal. These movies we see about we had talked about the movie Rush Hour, just Rush, excuse me, is the name of it.
Rush Hour.
Yeah, Rush Hour is a different deal.
Chris Tucker.
I think the people who made Rush paid their taxes on time, unlike Chris Tucker.
Oh, poor Christopher.
Hey, he owes the feds $11 million.
Wow.
Seriously?
Is that good?
He's here this week.
Yeah, he is here this week. But in any case, these movies that we see about... I'm one of those guys, I love action movies in the first place. Are any of these movies accurate to the deep undercover cops and the drug deals and the war on drugs? Is any of it accurate?
Oh, sure.
Is it?
Well, I'll tell you, fiction can't trump reality.
No.
There's more going on there than people really want to know about. Even in your own neighborhoods after dark, when you lock the doors, it's terrifying what goes on outside. But the whole war on drugs has just become chaotic. I mean, they've got the submarines that can bring in 10 tons of drugs now. That can go from Ecuador to Los Angeles. When we were seizing literally rooms, an entire room full of money, cash, $100 bills, and I mean, it's we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars, and to them that's acceptable losses. I mean, it's become so pervasive.
So the war on drugs, is there really a war on drugs? I mean, I understand we're trying to keep things as clean as we possibly can, but are we winning this war?
No,
we're not at all.
This thing's been going on for over 40 years.
Great.
Well, I always think of the people that are like, why are we spending our tax money on the war on drugs? We should be focusing on other things and spending the money on other things. It's a waste of time and money and blah, blah, blah. And it's like they don't even know a quarter of what the war on drugs really is, I think.
Well, it's one thing for sure. It's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And no doubt about it. I have to ask you a question, Ted. We're talking to Ted Sumner about his book, Deep Cover Cop. How did you get so good at doing radio interviews? You're very good at it.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's talking my way out of getting my head shot off.
Yeah, he's a good talker, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah. I find that fascinating, as a matter of fact. But what inspired you finally to step forward, put the pen to the paper and write the book?
Well, as I said there, I've been in martial arts for 50 years. I've been an instructor for 45. And in teaching adults, you always got to establish validity and thereby motivate your student to learn. And so I always used real situations that had happened to me. And people always said, well, you got to write a book. And nobody wants to hear about this stuff. But I was at an event in Las Vegas. Jeff Speakman, who was the star of The Perfect Weapon, was having a camp there. And one of the first black belts in North America is a man named Mills Crenshaw, and he was at the event. And in the course of talking, he offered to write it for me. And I said, all right, if that's going to finally get everybody off my back, you go ahead and write it. Well, he wrote the first chapter with information I gave him, and I thought, that doesn't sound at all like what happened. And so I went ahead and I wrote it myself, and he edited it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But it was primarily Mills pushing me that got me to get it out. There were a few things I didn't really want to recall.
Yeah. And what about that? I mean, I do a radio show in Minneapolis on KQRS Radio. This morning I interviewed a guy, Lawrence Gonzalez, who wrote a book called Surviving Survival. I mean, you've got to have a lot of post-traumatic stress in your brain, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah. And dredging all that up and then putting it down, not so much on paper but onto the computer, it has an effect on you.
Now, can you be married and be that deep undercover?
Well, no, the marriage fell apart.
That happens every time, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
It's so sad that you're married and I'm going to go undercover, and it's the death knell for the marriage every single time.
Yeah. I was just down in Austin and visited a friend who was undercover at the same time I was, and his marriage fell apart about the same time.
It's just a sad situation. Now, I just realized something, and this was a coincidence. We didn't book you on this day because, knowing what day it is today, but this being 9/11, of course, the 11th anniversary of the World Trade Center attacks, to have a cop on the show is an honor. And like I said, it wasn't even planned. I just realized just now that this great coincidence. How do you look at that whole situation, all the coppers and the firefighters who lost their lives that day?
Well, I mean, that was tragic. I still remember watching it. I've been to the top of the World Trade Center to see that building come down. It's still mind-boggling. But regardless of the enormity of the danger, those guys were headed toward trouble. I mean, they knew what was going on, and they still went in there trying to get people out.
Let's take a second to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Look, there's no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends at North American Banking Company. And I got to tell you, I talked to Bilski a couple of times this morning. One of my best friends, he hates when I say that, but it's true. He's a good guy. I shouldn't have probably said that, but what a good guy Mike is. Oh. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations, Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
And that's the whole thing, is that you guys are going in when everybody else is coming out. There was a story locally, a couple got into a battle, some kind of battle. They had 3 little children, There was I think a 3, 2, and 1-year-old child, and this couple got in an argument, and the guy took off. So the woman, leaving the children alone in the house, takes after this guy, tries to run him over and kill him with her car. She's got a knife. She jumps out, starts stabbing the guy. He runs. Meanwhile, these kids are at home by themselves. So one cop went back to the residence. He walks in. All 3 kids had soiled diapers on. They were all crying like mad. So this copper changes their diapers on all 3 of them, finds them some food, holds all 3 of them, rocks them back and forth, all 3 at the same time. And it pisses me off when people don't understand. That's a guy who makes about $40,000 a year. What would you do for $40,000 a year? You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the way some people look at cops. I'll never understand it. Never.
Sure wouldn't change strangers' diapers.
No, I mean changing 3 kids' diapers. I just there's not a lot of glory on some levels, and not a lot of. It's not. I mean, the financial reward's not even there, is it?
No. Well, people ask me why I continue to teach martial arts after all these years, and in all my years as a police officer, nobody ever came back to me and said, "Hey, thanks for putting me in prison for 20 years. It really helped me out. Really changed my life for the better." But I don't go a month that I don't hear from an old student, and they want to tell me that hey, I've got my life straightened out. Look at what I've done. I'm successful now, and I attribute it in great part to the discipline you instilled in me in the martial arts. So
that's the rewarding thing.
We get our rewards, in various ways. But the reason that we hire young people to do those dangerous jobs is looking back at even my own story. It's amazing what a high level of testosterone will allow a person to do.
They don't know any better.
No, you don't, and you're invincible. You're never going to die, and you just and a lot of these guys are just noble characters. I mean, what do you, for lack of a better explanation?
Well, that's the way we've always looked at it. I should mention that my background, about half the guys were cops and the other half were criminals. So it really worked out well. I don't know why. I mean, it's an unusual story. The chief of police in Minneapolis, one of the greatest guys you'd ever want to know, his brother is in prison probably for the rest of his life. His own brother.
Yeah.
Why does that work out like that, do you think, Ted?
Well, there's a very, very fine line there.
There is,
between, between being a brilliant lawman or a, law violator.
Is the temptation too strong in many cases?
Well, yes. In my particular case, I did not cover this in the book at all, but the other undercover officer who was brought up with me to do the initial deep undercover operation, he ultimately wound up stealing several $100,000 worth of evidence from the evidence locker and went into business for himself.
And that's very tempting.
There's so much money.
Right.
It's phenomenal when you hit these places, and there's all this cash, and it's just you almost become numb to it.
And nobody's ever going to find out in most cases.
Right. Well, that's what some people think. Ultimately, they find out. We started getting reports from people we were arresting that they said, well, you only showed that I had $150,000. There was actually $250,000 there.
Oh.
And we started to see a pattern of this happening. And it was just a matter of figuring out who it was. And ultimately, he revealed himself. He was actually in his patrol car on duty when he was selling the drugs.
Oh, God.
And was arrested.
Okay, that's a brilliant idea.
Was it easier to pull off undercover operations in the past? I mean, now with the technology and surveillance is so sophisticated, you think it'd be tougher to pull that off?
They've got face recognition software now, voice recognition software. They have their own fingerprint analysis equipment. I mean, I was
unbelievable
in a much more primitive time. I wouldn't want to I wouldn't have done it if I'd known what it was going to be about then.
Right. No, absolutely. What is the difference between Kenpo karate and other types of karate?
Kenpo was a style that, like all of the sophisticated empty-handed martial arts, began in China. But when it made its way to Japan, the samurai sect, one particular family, saw the value of it, and they embraced it and further developed it into an extremely lethal empty-handed fighting art. It was outlawed at the time of the Meiji Restoration in the 1800s, but these these samurai families continued to practice it secretly and in private. And then just before World War II, it made its way to Hawaii, where one young man from this family...
What's his name?
His name was James Matoshi, Masayoshi Matoshi. He went by James. And he, after Pearl Harbor, he began teaching non-Japanese.
So now, if I catch your drift, if I ever happen upon you in a bar, I shouldn't say, "What the hell are you looking at?"
I shouldn't call you names.
Why did you pick up doing Kenpo?
Well, that's interesting. I loved boxing when I was younger. I started out at the YMCA, and we had at San Jose State University a coach who coached soccer and boxing named Julius Menendez, who twice coached the U.S. Olympic boxing team. His most notable charge was young Cassius Clay, who later became Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And the guy at the YMCA sent me to several of his camps. And when I was in 8th grade, my instructor was a pretty chewed-up Korean War veteran. He'd been injured very badly, but he was an excellent boxer. And he and I and several of the other guys who were into it, trained with him there. And then I stopped back when I was a freshman in high school to see him. And he said, "Hey, I got to tell you about this thing I'm doing now. It's called Kenpo Karate." And after an hour of going through some things with him, I said, I got to do this. And then began the difficult process of getting my parents to agree to it.
Yeah, I can understand that. I want to read a paragraph here about Ted. I am also, this is Ted speaking actually, I'm also a Kenpo karate instructor over 45 years, SanJoseKenpo.com, hold a 9th degree black belt. Last year I began a program to help returning veterans who suffer from traumatic brain injury called Rehabilitation Through Kenpo. You can see it on YouTube, as a matter of fact. And we'll put that link up on our website as well. Correct?
Absolutely.
We'll take care of that. Let's talk about rehabilitation through Kenpo. Anything, and like I said, that it's just the copper that I've always seen, the cops that I've known in my life, this is the kind of thing that all of them do. They just give as much as you guys give a lot, is all I'm saying, I guess.
Well, the way this occurred, the way this came about, is my own son is a San Jose police officer.
Okay.
He's been there for 15 years, and he was involved in a gunfight when he was a rookie in fatal shooting, and so he was selected to work in what they call the crisis management unit. That's something new. They finally figured out that when cops get into trouble, they don't have anybody to go to.
Right.
They're expected to not have marital problems and financial problems and things like that. So now they have this crisis management unit. He was working there, and he began to notice a trend, particularly in the guys coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, who the Guard and Reserve officers who, like you say, when do they stop serving? Well, half the guys on the department are in the Guard and the Reserve.
Right.
And he started noticing a disturbing trend that they were able to identify as traumatic brain injury stemming from mild to severe. And he got connected with the VA through an organization called the Services for Brain Injury Institute. And through research, they determined that explosions and falling were the two things that were causing most of the brain injury. So I offered to give a falling class at the Brain Institute. Well, I had to go through a process of interviews, and during that time, I offered a video of a woman that I had taught years ago. She was an elementary school principal, mother, a strong woman. She'd gone in to have brain surgery and came out virtually a vegetable. They gave up on her, and one of her proteges, a teacher from the school, brought her to me and said, "What can you do with her?" And I said, "I don't know. Let's see. The art has always provided magic, or seeming magic anyway." So after working with her for about 2 years, she was then able to walk, she was able to block, fight. I could dump her wheelchair over. She could take the fall.
How'd you find that out? You had to try that the first time.
Like throwing him in the pool, just dump him out of the wheelchair.
At some point in training, it just escalated to that.
That's really nice.
So, but I had done a demonstration with her at a place called Mind Matters, and somebody had videotaped it. So I showed it to these psychiatrists at the Brain Institute, and they pushed me to do a study. So it started out as a 14-week study with a control group. And then it just, one day, a woman introduced herself to me when I was teaching the class, said she was in charge of a grant that Cisco Systems was going to be giving to the Institute, and she wanted to watch my class. The next week when I came in, my class size had tripled, and I had another class where I was teaching women who had been injured. And it just grew from there. It's amazing. You get somebody with some fire in there, and they really, really get things done.
No question.
For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong. But suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Back to the subject of being deep cover cop, the name of the book. Ted Sumner, our guest. What is the dumbest thing, either on regular patrol or undercover? What's the dumbest thing that somebody ever said to you as a cop? Do you remember?
The dumbest thing?
Yes.
Well, that one you got to take a number on there.
Well, see, I'll give you an example. I was watching this show. It's called Over the Limit. I don't know if it's a cop show. It's called Over the Limit.
I've never heard of it. No.
This kid, very quickly, he pulls over this car full of kids, this one patrol officer. Pulls him over, and they suspect this kid is a gangbanger, right?
Yeah.
So he goes back to the radio, goes, how can I identify if this kid's a gangbanger or not? They said, so-and-so who owns the car has tattoos all over his forearms, right?
Yeah.
So the cop goes, okay. So he goes back to the car, and he says to the kid, I need to see your forearms. The kid goes, what? Because he's wearing a hoodie with long sleeves. He goes, what? And the cop says, I need to see your forearms. There's this pause. The kid goes, but I only got 2 arms.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God, that's a true story.
Attaboy.
Good one.
This kid.
I had one where we pulled a guy over, and we suspected that he might have been involved in an armed robbery of a liquor store. So we had another unit bring the victim, the liquor store operator, over, and he got out of the car, and our suspect was standing there, and the suspect looks at me and says, yeah, that's the guy I robbed. He didn't I had said before, we're bringing him over to make positive identification. He didn't realize the guy was supposed to identify him.
I love it. God bless him.
I don't know how far down this road you want to go, but aren't most criminals morons?
It was like during the OJ thing when they kept saying, no, nobody would be that stupid. When it looks like it's too stupid to be believed, that's usually exactly what they did. Yes. They just never cease to amaze me now.
I would imagine not. Ted Sumner, Deep Cover Cop, the name of the book.
And where can you get your book?
You can, if you want a hardcover copy, which I would be happy to sign and personally inscribe, you can go to deepcovercop.com. Or if you're technically inclined, the Kindle version is on Amazon.
I want a hardcover version. I'm going to get a hold of you later on today.
So you can buy it through Amazon?
Not the hardcover, just the Kindle.
Just the Kindle, okay.
Just the Kindle. And you can go through the Tom Barnard Podcast website to do that, tombarnardpodcast.com. You can order it right from Amazon, right on our website. That'll work out really great. Well, especially on a day like today, Ted, thank you for your service. How many years on the force?
Well, I did 12, and after I came out of undercover narcotics, I spent 3 years on the SWAT team.
Oh, God.
That's another story.
So you're just kind of a lazy guy.
You got another book in you, I think.
Well, I didn't go into law enforcement to sit around,
That doesn't sound like it.
Push papers.
Well, do me a favor and write several more books so we can have you on again and again. You're a great interview.
Thank you.
One thing I will tell you is that, as I said, I've been doing the same morning show at KQRS for 27 years. But I don't get to talk to people in this way. You would have been on, if you're on KQRS, you're on for 8 minutes, 9 minutes. We never get to any of this stuff. I certainly don't, find out who Ted Sumner even is as a real person. As an author, yes, but not as the person that you are and the things that you feel. And we would have never gotten to the subject of rehabilitation through Ken Poe. And again, you can see that on YouTube. We'll put the link up on tombarnardpodcast.com. But Ted, write another book so we can have you back really soon.
I'll do that.
Thank you, sir. Great having you on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
A portion of the profits of the Tom Barnard Podcast goes directly to the Smile Network. The Smile Network is a nonprofit organization that provides life-altering reconstructive surgeries and related healthcare services to impoverished children and young adults in developing countries. The Smile Network, together we are constructing lives, one bright smiling face at a time. Wasn't that wonderful? Do you guys think?
I knew you'd love it.
Very interesting.
I love the 70s undercover cop movies. Back
me
then,
too.
you could. What I'm interested in is how he can infiltrate the gangs. It used to be a fake mustache and the lingo would get you in the gang.
A bandana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like how he had to weasel his way in.
I don't know how he did it, but that guy's one hell of a good interview. He really knows what he's doing.
He's got a great voice. He sounds like he's a radio announcer.
Well, thank you, because I'm the one that chose him. I listened to
here we
another.
go.
I did. I listened to a radio interview of
More
his
me now.
on this. Shut up.
Shut up.
That's the first time she's told you to shut up.
Coast to Coast AM, it said, and I listened to it in the radio, and the announcer was, "So your book is Deep Cover Undercover Cop, is it?" And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, I like this guy.
That's what it says.
My wife's cousin did that. I will not mention his name, but he did the same type
Bill
of job.
Berditzman.
Yeah, that's his name, Bill. Good old Bill. One of his neighbors, who didn't realize that's what he did, decided to scare him one day. So he decided to stand outside of his house and then jump out in front of him and nearly got killed by this guy.
I would imagine.
He just looked at me and said, "What are you thinking?"
I don't think I'd want to jump out and scare Ted.
No.
Is that his real picture?
Yeah.
What's he look like?
I mean, it could be from 20 years ago.
Fake
I don't know.
guy.
He looks
a
like
Chicago cop.
Yeah, he looks like he's about 35 or 40 years old. He's got to be
I don't
at least 65. He's got to be.
He's got the mustache.
Is he ripped?
Yeah, he looks like he's in really, like I said.
Kenpo really It'll get you in shape quick.
I don't think I'd want, like I said, I'm not going with it. What the hell are you looking at in a bar? I will tell you that. I guarantee you that.
I love I did P90X for a while, and they have a Kenpo cardio thing.
Oh, they
and
do?
Like but it's so far from what Kenpo actually is. When I was doing it, I just felt like a complete idiot because I was like, this is a mockery of like an actual...
You didn't feel like you could murder someone afterwards?
No. Okay. It was like the dumbest thing. I was like, how do you even get off being able to say like, this is Kenpo? It's like, no, it's not. It's
the baby version.
An idiot. Yeah.
It's not. I like how he kept pointing out that it was open hand. Open hand.
Yeah.
So in other words, you have no weapons whatsoever. You just kick the piss out of people.
It's a lot of slapping.
Yeah, slap you right across the face.
They humiliate the other guy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Humiliator.
I did want to ask the question because, again, it struck me. Between doing the morning show this morning, we replayed the audio that we had, the party show we had done 11 years ago. It was on a Tuesday, as a matter of fact, when 9/11 did happen. Yeah. And we played that audio again this morning. And we do every year, and kind of a salute to the people who were killed, the firefighters, the cops, the EMTs, all the people who died. So kind of quickly going around the room, first let's start with you, Tony. Where were you that day?
I was home, and I was still asleep, and my girlfriend, now my wife at the time, woke me up. She said, "You won't believe this." And I just sat in a chair in the living room and watched in shock. On TV, like so many people.
You were supposed to say, "I was listening to you, Tom." That's right. Way to go, Lee, you turncoat. How about you, Sean?
I actually was listening to you. I was living down in Rochester and was listening to the KQ morning show. And I turned around my car and drove home where my wife and my 1-year-old daughter were. And I just spent the day with them. I talked to my boss. He said, everybody's going to stay home today, no problem. But I just remember having that fear that my 1-year-old was going to grow up in this world of terror.
Right.
That was the initial thought, was that fear that, oh, here we go.
Yep.
We're going to get attacked all the time. It was just awful. And then I called my best friend in New York to make sure he was okay.
Oh, in New York, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As we pointed out, the Amith family lost their son, Gordon Jr.
Yeah.
Friends of ours.
Terrible.
A terrible situation. Andy, you were probably playing a video game.
I was in ninth grade English.
They were in school.
You were in ninth grade English?
Yeah, that was at ISM.
Yeah.
Huh. You started at 7 o'clock in the morning?
We started early.
Yeah, she had just dropped us off, and we were in our first classes, and then all of a sudden, I remember someone ran in.
Just came in and was like, "Oh, the Twin Towers have been hit." At the time, I didn't really care because I was, ninth grade, 15 years old. 15-year-olds don't really care about too much.
Yeah, but since then, I would imagine it has had some impact on you.
Right.
No question. Alex, you just said the same thing, that you were in class.
I was in class, yeah. And I remember it was... Well, it was just kind of like I was
surreal.
12 at the time. I just didn't even know what... I was like, what are you talking about? What is going on? I just had I don't know. It was
just
very
an odd visual.
Yeah, and I remember I had just gotten a cell phone, like my first cell phone, a couple days before. So I was like, I have to call my mom. And I was just like, I don't know. It was very strange. But I remember kind of what you said, Sean. When I got home, you had picked us up, Mom, and you said... I was just so hoping that my children didn't have to grow up in a time we're at war and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been basically at war ever since.
Yep.
I remember when I called and woke you up, Catherine.
That's a lie. That's another lie of the day.
Lies and
the
lies.
lie of the day instead of the word of the day. We'll do the lie of the day.
Yeah, because she dropped us off at school.
Yeah.
That's actually what I did say to you. Turn on the TV, didn't I?
You said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I just finished my yoga tape, and I was doing.
Right.
I was seriously like meditating." Mm-hmm. And you called and you said, "You need to turn on the news. The Twin Towers were hit." And I'm like, "What? This is impossible. I'm in like the Zen state. This can't be happening."
Interrupted my peace.
Yeah, exactly. It was just
weird.
Really weird.
Well, I didn't even know what the Twin Towers were.
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's why when everyone was like, the Twin Towers have been attacked, I was like, what?
You had seen them many times in movies and television shows, but you didn't really know what they were called, I'm sure.
So, I mean, the unfortunate thing is for Tony's children and Sean's children and you guys is your world will always from that day, I mean, since you're 15 and 13, you will always have to deal with terrorism your entire lives.
It defines their generation in a way.
And we didn't have to do that. Your mom and I didn't have to do that for the first...
You had the Cold War. That was pretty similar.
Well, they didn't bring it down any buildings in America. Actually being attacked was really weird.
Yeah.
The United States of America being attacked. There was Vietnam, yes, and there's no doubt about that.
You walk the streets with paranoia now.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
Yeah. I've been to the Twin Tower site
Ground
twice.
Zero?
Yeah,
Right.
twice since then. Once about a year ago when there wasn't really much going on. There was like a lot of building, but you couldn't really tell what anything was. There were tons of construction workers and stuff, and I went into the little memorial museum thing, and it was just... When I left there, I had to sit for like 45 minutes, and I didn't even say a word, because it was like letters that little kids had written to their parents that had passed away, and tape, like recordings of people's phone conversations to people on planes, and it was just like... Did you
hear about that note they found?
Thing.
They've had it for several years, but they just gave it back to the family. This woman said, in a way, she wished they had never found. They found some guy found a note on the sidewalk outside the World Trade Center, and gave it to a security guard. Security guard then gave it to whomever, I suppose, forensics. Gave it to the police force and forensics and all that. And this woman just this year got the note. And it was from her husband. They knew that because there was one drop of blood on the note. Have you heard this story?
No.
This is in the news today, as a matter of fact. There was one drop of blood on the note, and it said 87th floor, we're trapped, I think is what it said.
Oh, jeez.
And the unfortunate thing about that is that this woman had always hoped that her husband had died instantly and didn't suffer.
Right.
And this note proved that he suffered quite a bit before he died.
Feeling trapped.
I wouldn't even... And I'd be like, no, I'm not giving it to you.
Yeah. It's better not to know.
Yeah, we watched that. We went to go see that Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close movie that just came out.
Right,
and that was kind of a disappointment.
Really?
Because it was such a huge, important, heartbreaking, powerful, everything event. And the movie, the only reason it was good at all was just because of the topic that it was about.
The book was much better.
Yeah, everybody said that the book was a lot better than the movie.
It always is.
Yeah.
So, again, what a great show this turned out to be because of Ted Sumner being on 9/11. Catherine, good job.
Thank you. Finally some recognition around this place.
Some recognition. Here we go.
Finally. I'm somebody.
Yeah, we'll judge you tomorrow.
Yeah, well, tomorrow I'll be back to nobody.
So, Tony.
See?
This Friday we're going to do a Guys Friday.
Oh, great.
Our guest is Joey Coco Diaz. And I'm telling people
I wouldn't be able to take it.
People that are listening to this podcast, you might want on YouTube. Is that where you found him?
Yeah,
he's going to be at House of Comedy.
No.
He's got a podcast.
The videos I'm talking about.
He's got a bunch of videos. Well, he charges for all of his podcasts.
Oh, does he?
He's got a couple of snippets that are free,
hilarious.
but he charges for all of his podcasts. He's a guy that
I'd get in a yelling, screaming match with him if I were here.
No,
I'm anxious to hear Tom's voice and his voice together.
Yeah, well, I suppose that will sound kind of weird.
Kind of big Joey D. Okay,
so I'm talking to the guy and I stole $150,000.
Yeah, it's exactly what he sounds like.
Have you heard him?
I have not.
We were doing blow all night that night. Oh my god!
I would just not even.
This will be
able to connect
for everyone. Seriously, Joey Coco Diaz is hilarious, but he's very raw. There's no question about it. Looking forward to that. I think we're starting to achieve what we wanted to with this podcast because a lot of comedians on, a lot of laughs and all that stuff. Having the Palentis on was a huge thing. They're on the podcast today, as a matter of fact, the Tom Barnard Podcast. Well, if you're listening to this, you know where you're at. But in any case...
I can't believe his wife was cussing like a sailor.
Oh, she is a dirty bird.
Mary.
So we're trying to talk Amy Klobuchar into coming on the podcast because we already have a libertarian lined up, trying to get all viewpoints. So Sean's been working on that.
Yes.
Hasn't heard anything yet, but we're trying. Because
we know that her neighbors, so they could just go drop a note.
She's the most prominent Democrat in the state, don't you think?
Well, maybe Al Franken.
Yeah, his face.
She's done so much more work.
I guess his breath is horrible too.
He looks like the kind of guy that would have bad breath. You look at his face and you're like, your breath smells.
No, it's true.
His middle name is Atosis.
I know people that have had to talk to him in close quarters, and they're like, "Holy Jesus,
He
get away
loves
from me.
shawarma for lunch every day. You can't judge
He looks
him.
like a cartoon character.
You love shawarma for lunch. What do you think of that, Act?
My 9th grade typing teacher, the worst breath I've ever smelled. I
people
still
just
remember
have
it to
that
this
I feel
day.
so bad. It's
man.
that must just be rough to deal with.
Yeah, so having politicians on, these are all things that you're not allowed to do on shows that you don't own. You know, we can pick out the people we want to be on. We got great authors coming up. Vince Flynn's going to be on very, very soon.
Andy Bernard.
Talk about that. Andy the author,
big
Bernard.
shot.
But so have comedy, have politicians on, and not to sit and scream at one another, go, you're wrong and you're an idiot, but to find out what that really takes. 'Cause that's got to be a frustrating job, never being able to really get anything done that you want to get done. But yeah, authors, I think we're headed in a really good direction with the podcast now and bringing different kinds of people in.
I think we are.
And Costaki, of course, doing quick snaps.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Phenomenal.
He does a great job,
What
doesn't
a crazy man.
I like him.
I just wanted to talk about the Vikings the whole time.
And Costaki, I know you're going to listen to the podcast, but I didn't bring it up because remember when he said, until my child was born?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The reason I said I'm not going to go anywhere near that because his ex-wife is a real sweetheart, Caroline Ray. You know who Caroline Ray is.
Oh.
That's his ex-wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't go near that.
Last time I saw Caroline, she's such a sweet woman, and I have no idea why they got divorced or anything like that. But I didn't find out they were divorced until like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
And they've been divorced, I think, for like 3 years, 2 or
Nice.
3 years. Matter of fact, they don't even live in the same state
Well,
anymore.
they don't
Keep
dwell.
up on your current events.
Next time he's on, we'll ask him what the hell happened.
Yeah. What did you do wrong, man?
Buy online by going to the Amazon.com banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com. They don't charge you a penny more. A small portion of what they sell through our site helps support the show, and it's what keeps the show free for our listeners. Click and shop today on the Amazon banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com. Andy, could you really pipe down on the next podcast?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, you said, 5 words again?
I'm not really a serious kind of person, though.
You have to understand something, though. You have a large fan base. They like you best about the podcast.
Yeah, they hate all of
Groupies
us.
everywhere.
You know, that's what I do like about this also. The people are choosing sides, and I think that's a great thing. Well, they are.
Is anyone
They
on
really
my
are.
side?
Oh, God, yes. You and Catherine are very popular.
Who's on
I
Team
feel like
Bella?
I feel like Mom and I are actually like twin sisters, where it's like we just come as a package, and it's like, oh,
You
Mary
kinda do.
Kate and Ashley, Catherine and Alex,
Oh, that's nice.
because everyone,
Ashley,
because they're
Wow.
twins, and you
Something to
always
strive for.
no, that's not what I mean.
Without
Here
the
we go.
mouth.
I get it. It's okay. It's kitten. It's good.
Oh, she's being petted.
You're being mean.
She's petting you.
I don't want to be your twin anymore.
All right. Have a good day.